IVM.
Hi everybody, just wanted to ask everyone for a quick favor. We're running a brand survey right now and would really appreciate it if you could let us know what you think about the advertising on IVM. Go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and do let us know. As part of this, we'll be selecting 10 random participants and sending them some IVM swag, so do fill out those surveys.
Alright, hello, welcome to Football Twaddle. New season starts, and Yash.
What's up?
Oh man, so exciting this is.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why it is so exciting is that we finally had a break, and finally there's football only on the weekend, the league. So rest of the time you can actually dedicate to do like other things in life. And there are crowds back in the stadium.
Yeah, that was the best part of the weekend, watching football and listening to that noise, which was kind of natural. I know that people will say that, that is still regulated by sound mixers, but it was much better than the fake sound that we used to get.
Yeah, man. All right. So without wasting much time, let's start off with the misery of Pep and why he probably will be forced to pay $150 million for Harry Kane. Did you watch the game?
Yeah, absolutely. It was the big tie of the weekend, right? So followed it throughout.
Man, aren't you happy that...
I'm absolutely happy. I'm thrilled. So City have lost 2 games on the trot, and
oh, you mean the Community Shield as well?
Yeah, the glorified friendly, that one as well. I mean, they have lost to half decent teams because Leicester and Tottenham are just half decent compared to other squads. And I mean, how many times have you seen Son score that goal, especially against City? He's up there on his own. He's beating players.
Dude, Son, he always scores only such goals against City. Like, I remember when Steven Bergwijn's first game was there, Son scored the same.
Right.
And yesterday again, this is a crazy stat. City have never managed to score a goal at the Spurs new stadium. And they've just lost all the games, I think.
Wow. So this goes back to Poch's time.
I think the last game of...
I'm sure Mourinho must have got a 0-0 out of that.
No.
He won that game, right? I mean, that was a turning point before they went on to win.
Mourinho beat Pep Guardiola in the new Spurs stadium twice.
Right.
And
I think that was the last game before City went on that crazy run and won the title last year.
Yes. So this is what. So I was like kind of watching in the mixed feelings. I mean, all these losses is fine, but after game week 6, when Kevin De Bruyne is fit, right, it's just going to go haywire. So the main question for that game is: do Manchester City actually need Harry Kane?
I don't think so, because I mean, come on, he doesn't like to play with strikers. He'll make do with Ferran Torres and Gabriel Jesus and whoever he can play up there. On top of that, he has bought a player who's so individualistic. I mean, in Jack Grealish, right? And you never know. I mean, maybe Southgate, in his infinite wisdom, did not play Grealish in the England lineup because Harry Kane was running into him. Because Harry Kane, over the last couple of years, has been dropping down, trying to play that playmaker role. So you'll have too many players who, want the ball all the time, which is not Pep ball. Pep's sleek passing football might not work with both of them unless there's like a tacit agreement with Harry that, no, you're going to stay in the box and try to break Shearer's.
He'll have a tacit agreement with someone who's going to spend $150 million. So I think the question it leads to, more like it's a side question, is that how bad must Gabriel Jesus be feeling that he is the second choice striker, like without a main striker?
Yeah, there was that meme that was going around with him crying, right? It says that, imagine the pain of you being the second choice striker in a team that doesn't play a striker.
Yeah, dude, how bad? But
it's convenient, right? I mean, if he's happy just being around a team that is giving him a few chances to start, gives him a few trophies. I don't think. I mean, he's not a big profile enough player for him to throw a fuss around and for City to care.
Yeah, but man, Spurs, Nuno, I love Nuno. So even though I don't really like Spurs, but their last 2 managers are people I really like. I'm so happy for Nuno. Nuno is a good manager and he deserves this shot.
Yeah, it's definitely a step up. I mean, Wolves had all those players coming from Portugal with Mendes, right? All Mendes players,
yes.
Right? But still, I mean, Tottenham have a couple of world-class players. Son definitely is one. and the window's not over yet. Maybe Levy will use all that Harry Kane money which comes to buy another striker.
But he won't be able to now. That's the whole problem. That
Maybe
they have a good striker in their youth system. One thing about following around
Parrot, not Peacock. Parrot, I think that's his
Shane
name.
Scarlett.
Okay, I don't
Not
know.
Troy Parrott. Troy Parrott though more destroyed him.
So yeah, I mean, the thing is that there are gaps in that City team, but I mean, depth is one of them. If you go beyond the starters like Højbjerg and all, they don't have much. But maybe if Nuno gets some of his old players from Wolves before the transfer window ends, then maybe it will be a good season. He could probably fight for top 4.
He already has like what? Haven't they bought Brian Hill?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. That's Romero, no? Cesar Romero or someone.
हाँ
I don't know all these players, man. They're not.
वो तो इटली वाला है defender good. Then Tanganga will now make starts.
Sure.
And then Oliver Skip will start playing. I'm telling you,
Skip is such a
no
player.
Don't don't. He is the next CFL.
Wow.
Yeah. So moving on from that, the last question was: you think Pep is feeling bad that Thomas Tuchel has already won one trophy, Brendan has won one, and he's still at 0 in the season?
Yeah, I mean, come on, these trophies really don't count. Pep is the kind of person who
Pep counts. Pep counts them.
But come on, I mean, Pep bounces back from failure as we have found out several times. So he'll definitely ask for more signings in Jan and whatnot.
All right, the last thing on this. Harry Kane is going to City this window?
I think so. After all this drama, what is the point of keeping him around Spurs? I don't understand.
Yeah, and there's like a strong thing that City needs the strikers.
Yeah, and if nothing else, not much is expected from this season from Spurs anyway. Maybe they can just pay off their part of the stadium debt so that next season they can, go on and buy good players and move on.
I actually have a feeling that this season the 4th position will be between Liverpool and Spurs. I believe in my man Nuno, and this will be with or without Harry Kane. I think they will be in the fight for the top 4 with Liverpool.
Without Harry Kane also, they're decently strong. I mean, given the last 2 seasons, only Leicester might be also in the fight is what I feel. Otherwise, these two seem pretty strong for that position.
Correct. All right, moving on. What did you make of the old school introduction of a player in a stadium of like Raphael Varane as opposed to a jazzy social media?
Yeah, you know what? I knew that was coming because all over the internet, everyone was guessing that, the Glazers, they want to unveil him. And that's why despite the secret medical that has happened there, we don't have a video yet. But despite knowing that, I quite liked it. I loved it. This was lovely. This was like football being back. The scenes of the stadium going crazy, him wearing a 3-piece suit, and he's an elegant chap, and it brought something of old football back.
So you think Glazers get football?
Yeah, or maybe someone wrote them a long letter, or maybe a postcard. On a postcard, someone sent them a good idea.
All right. Talking about the game, right. I don't think the result is a surprise because we know how Bielsa plays, right? He doesn't really care what any of us say.
That's true.
I think the beauty of that man is like, as opposed to the other managers whom we call as fraud, is that he genuinely doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, it's and the funny thing is that this is exactly the style of football that Ole manages to beat. I mean, he's won so many games against Pep because they press so much. And Leeds' weaknesses were on display, man. I mean, they were pressing, and even very average players like Fred could take out 3 players with just 1 pass.
Yeah, the midfield was so open in that game for Leeds. Like, where were those midfielders?
I had no clue. But, I mean, I saw a lot of movement around. And the game was so fast that I couldn't figure out whether there was any tactical decision to block the players that they were trying to block. But it certainly seemed like they tried to overwhelm the defense, and they just committed so many men forward that it just...
Yeah, I think that was like the first game of the Premier League I saw. And like, I didn't really bother about the Arsenal game because I knew it was going to be just useless. But The one thing is that till the score was 1-1, it was quite a competitive game. It's like I think United again had this moment for like 20 minutes where they just dazzled and blew everyone away. But till it was 1-1, Leeds were in the game. They had enough chances, or half chances, you could say.
Yeah, they had half chances, but I mean, I was quietly confident going the way things were going. Maybe because of the lift of the crowd, or it's just, I mean, they don't have enough players, man. They don't. I mean, I don't think they've upgraded enough players from the championship. Their captain is championship level. That guy Cooper, and I mean, a lot of players make decent FPL purchases, but if they want to kick on and be like a team that plays in Europe and all, I don't think they're good enough. I mean,
Yeah, but
one pass from Pogba and their entire defense is taken out. It's just
or is it that Pogba is so good that one pass of Pogba is enough to take out entire defenses?
mostly they are, and that's precisely what I'm saying. Pogba, I don't know, did he play as well? I mean, play well enough to have four assists? Maybe not.
Dude,
Usually I'm opposed to
that's the whole
usually
thing
I'm
about.
opposed to Sones, but it was okay. He didn't need to sweat much in this game. He did a few tricks and all, and that's what got him through.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing about Leeds. You don't even know if the opposition is actually genuinely playing well, or is it because Leeds
Right.
play the cavalier way they do. That
Possibly, but I mean, it's kind of like a brute force. I wouldn't say luck, but when you run so much, you put in so much effort. I think they get through. I mean, they're better than a lot of teams that way, and even they'll manage to beat a lot of teams that they're not better than.
yeah.
They
All right. A
easily-
few questions for that game. At what point will Sancho start replacing Dan James?
Mm, Immediately now that there's no midweek game, I think he just slots in immediately. I mean, he should unless there's fitness problems and other bullshit.
Why is Dan James at United? I mean, this is not like a question to make fun of him or something. Like, what do you think his aim is?
He's same. I mean, he's playing at the biggest club in the world. Why wouldn't he like that? He's a squad player. He doesn't make a fuss when he's not picked. He
I
came for
know, but
15.
isn't he
Whatever.
too young to not make a fuss when he doesn't want to play? Shouldn't he be playing at a team where he probably plays a little
That
more?
can come later on, and
He's acting like John Obi Mikel already. That's the point.
no. But if you look at the United squad, there are so many players that shouldn't be there. They should live. They should leave. It's just that Dan James is a glaring exception when it comes to his skills, like skills on the pitch compared to other forwards, which is sort of it's out there. I mean, people can see it that he's not as skilled or his game sense isn't as good as some of the other United forwards. That's why there's a lot of hue and cry around him. But he works hard and it's
No,
okay.
no, I'm not doing a hue and cry. I was just thinking, like, go ahead. What do you think Dan James wants to do? Is he happy?
This is what his third season. So maybe he'll be stick around for a couple of more seasons. Then he'll go to other places, right? I mean, he's kind of like Chicharito. Chicharito came to United at a similar age, was around for 4 or 5 years. He's a cult figure. He then went to Leverkusen, went to West Ham, and so even I feel that it's all downhill from here. I don't think he's going to stay for a long time, but it's a nice little career to have. Nice little career move.
All right. Are United going to make any signings? I after Varane, all the rumors seems to have died down.
No, because there are noises coming out that unless United ship out players, that's not going to happen. And United are terrible at shipping out players. I mean, United sold Lukaku and Di Maria at the peak of their careers at a loss. So they're not good. I mean, I'm honestly looking forward to 2023 because that is the year when like 5 United players are going to finish their contract. United are so bad they won't be able to sell them. And when Andres Pereira, I think
Yeah, why not sell Andres Pereira? There is enough interest for him.
He might be the only one who will get sold. I don't know, but maybe the price isn't enough. Maybe they're offering peanuts. But yeah, I mean, instead of doing all these silly things, and instead of giving the random people contract extensions, like when Ole came in, like these three idiots got contract extension. Jones, Smalling, Young, all of them got contract extensions, and it became. I mean, they were eating into wages. It became difficult to move them on and all that. So instead of that, I'm just hoping all of them just all of their contracts are not renewed and they just go out on en masse, and there's just so much space on the bench and in the salary whatever budget as well to just buy new good players.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some enough cheap Brazilians coming in. I didn't see Lingard on the pitch. I really didn't follow any of the football news over the last 2 months. Is Lingard still a United player or has he
Yeah,
moved?
he's a United player. He's likely to go. I mean, I would put his transfer at 50-50, especially after given the season he had last year.
Cool. And since you spoke about Lukaku, let's talk about his new club. Chelsea beat Crystal Palace 3-0. I wanted to say Patrick Vieira's first loss as a Premier League manager, but given the squad and given it's Crystal Palace, he will face much more. But man, that was quite impressive from Chelsea. They like
Was it?
without
Who
yeah,
who are the key good players you'd say perform?
he good player. See, Kante didn't play, right? And Havertz didn't play.
No,
So
I'm genuinely asking in what areas did you do well, who played well? Because I didn't watch it with much great attention. Because
no, it was like a regulation 3-0 win. Ha, ki we have to win. It is one of those, no, like, ki, acha, this is a top two team. They generally, if they go out, they will win this game. It is one of those, and that is before the Lukaku killer video came. Lukaku really loves Chelsea. Like I didn't know the extent of love was this much, but
no, but it's
that
not surprising, right? It's his homecoming. Finally, they have acknowledged that he's worth 100 million.
yeah, no, all that is fine, but he should also want to come back. No, he should have that same feeling. Like we have like seen, let's say in 2010s or everyone, people came to Chelsea because yeah, they're winning and the money is good, but they were not like growing up ki, yeah, I want to be a Chelsea player. Lukaku genuinely seems like he always wanted to be a Chelsea player because his
Possibly.
idol was
In fact,
Drogba.
when he came to United, when it was the whole Lukaku Morata thing, he ended up at United only because of money.
No, because
I mean, the
Mourinho.
money offered to Everton.
No, not really. Chelsea were
Just
offering Chelsea. No, Mourinho called him on the phone.
oh, that was the factor, right? Obviously.
So
Yeah, typical Chelsea fan, I guess,
he
wanted to go where Mourinho went.
he spoke to Conte. He said it was almost done.
All right.
And obviously, Morata was almost done to United. Something happened in the last minute, but clearly that swayed him enough to move to United, right? But anyway, so he's back, and hopefully, Timo Werner will start in his rightful place, which is somewhere on the left, which is not at all in front of goal. And yeah, Chelsea seems strong. I'm telling you, I have good
Yeah,
seats.
I mean, they're definite favorites. I mean, one of the definite favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, bola.
कितना अभी तो I think I don't know. I always keep joking on WhatsApp that they'll finish second, but little effort. First तो आ ही सकते हैं
No,
इस
no,
season.
I meant who was that third goal scorer, Chabola?
बोला नहीं बे चलो
Saloha.
his brother also was a Chelsea guy.
Right. I thought he was the same guy.
No, this is young Chaloba.
So he's the Thorgan.
He's the Thorgan of the Sierra Leone family. They are refugee family basically,
Wow. Good story.
and both the brothers clearly are gifted, and the younger one is way more gifted than the older one. It's I don't know. I was thinking of a cricket analogy where the younger one is more gifted than the older one.
Phil Neville.
Wait, I saw that in a Roy Keane interview over the weekend where he said that, Phil is a good player. I would like to Gary, Roy Keane was saying, I would pick you because you played in one position for long enough. But Phil could play a lot of positions. He was
No,
quite.
no, but okay. I mean, I was talking about cricket. Like both of them played cricket for like the Lancashire junior team. And since you're saying you're looking for a cricket reference, I thought Phil Neville.
Abe, I was thinking more like the Wars or the Flower Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time when Grant Flower was better than Andy, but Andy's leadership skills took over. But man, that was quite impressive from Chelsea. We'll talk a little more when we come to the previews. And Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp complaining that people are spending crazy amounts of money and everything. But actually, in that interview, he made a point. We will see where we are. Can you hear?
Yeah. No, what did he say?
He said, we will see where we are. We can't obviously spend that much amount of money, but in our given day, if we are playing well, we can like cause problem to anyone. We will just start the season. And if we don't have the injuries of last season, I think we'll have a good season and we'll give a tough time to everyone. That seems like a very realistic answer. So it was
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm a Jurgen Klopp, I'll try to win the Mickey Mouse trophies this season.
अरे दो तो खत्म हो गए. You mean League Cup?
Yeah, League Cup, FA Cup.
Yeah, he hasn't won them. He's just won the
He
Champions.
hasn't won them. I think if he goes all out for the Champions League, he might just not keep. He might just not win it because PSG has fucking Messi and all.
Oh, man, we should talk about that after the break. But one thing I want to talk about the Liverpool game is that Norwich,
Yeah.
they just don't seem to learn anything. Dude, their main problem was they were inferior Leeds, and then they got relegated.
Yeah.
They played really well, came back up, and it's just that it's the same. Norwich is continuing. The manager is also the same.
Yeah,
It's just like they're like
yes, they're a fun team, man. I mean, they'll most probably go down again, but it's okay. They have accepted it. They must be saying, what's the point of hanging around and getting hammered every year? We'll go back to the championship and destroy everyone.
They did a poll of fans a few years ago of a lot of these like low-level Premier League clubs and mid-table championship clubs and things like that.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't mind getting relegated. In the lower league, we will win more games and we have a shot at winning the league. That gives us more happiness than just going to the stadium and losing every week.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense.
All right. Let's take a break right now. After the break, we should talk Lionel Messi and then our player of the week and the games to look forward to. So stay tuned to the first episode of Football Twaddle this season.
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Speakeasy, get a glimpse into the startup world, uncover interesting revelations about gaming and healthcare with Vishal Gondal, founder and CEO of Goki, and also host of the Vishal Gondal podcast on the IVM Network. On Aapka Paisa Vaisa, Vikram Shah teaches us how to invest internationally. Aiming for a spot at the Oscars, musician Sahil Bhargav introduces us to his world of animated storytelling on storytellers and storysellers. On Postcards from Nowhere, Utsav has started a new series, the Kashmir Diaries. Here we meet the last rosewater maker of Srinagar. And on The Fighting Goat, the hosts estimate the amount of money spent overall in MMA sports. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any other show for that matter, please do tell a friend. That's really helpful for us. And finally, we'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Siet Cred, Bank of Baroda, Intuit India, and CoinSwitch Kuber. We really do appreciate the support.
All right. Welcome back to Football Twaddle. One word, two S's, and Paris, Messi, Yash. What was your opinion? Has money won finally?
Yeah. I mean, the dire strait that Barcelona are in, then we know that bad money management lost if at least money didn't win.
All right. So there are some basic questions. I think once we came to know that Messi was not going to sign for Barcelona, all of us pretty much knew where he was going.
Yeah.
That is not a surprise. But do you think Juan Laporta lied to Messi through these months?
Oh, God knows. Maybe Laporta didn't know what the financial situation was.
No, I think he lied. He probably knew it too well to know that there's no way on earth we can adjust this guy.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, that club is run by a politician. Laporta is a politician. Lying is like their second nature. So maybe he just wanted to create a situation which eventually turned out. I mean, he could blame the La Liga and everyone else.
Yes.
But he's in power now for 6 years, so he got what he wanted.
Correct. And this is a golden, because there was one thing I was reading. Messi made up his mind in December about continuing in Barcelona, right? If he made up his mind in December, all they could have done is extended his contract with whatever new terms.
Right.
Then he need not be a new player who has to be registered.
Yeah.
So I think Laporta, all these Barca fans are just giving a easier time to Juan Laporta, not the fans in the stadium when they beat Sociedad. But yeah, man.
I mean, what else are they gonna do? I mean, their previous two, whatever presidents are in jail, right? Roselli and Martino. So, and their previous glory period came under this fellow. So they must be hoping for
something
to come together.
Yeah, and they did. They played quite well. Memphis and Gerard Piqué. We need to talk. Memphis played only because Gerard Piqué is like he is the John Terry of that city. He is a politician through and through. He knows exactly what has to be done.
That's the word. He's a politician. I mean, of course, he's, I don't know, grandson of someone very important in Barcelona, right? That's what I read. I forgot what exactly.
Oh, I just remember him as Shakira's husband. So
Anyway, I mean, this is a noble gesture, right? People are going to remember it forever, and I don't think he's going to ever move out of Barcelona. And what are a couple of more millions in a year as opposed to that brand is going to build for doing this?
Yeah, I mean, he will run for a president election very soon.
Yeah, where he can
Where 6 years he can
do all sorts of corruption and make more tens of millions.
वो स्टेडियम पे छत डाल देगा. He'll put a roof on Camp Nou. All right, let's talk about PSG. Donnarumma,
Right.
Lionel Messi, Sergio Ramos, and then who else? There's
Hakimi.
Oh yeah,
The only one who they paid for, I think.
Hakimi, and who else? They got one more, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean.
So, is this the greatest transfer window of a state-owned oil company ever?
I don't know. Maybe Man City would shade it a little bit for making sensible transfers.
Okay, what's not sensible? Was Donnarumma not sensible?
Donnarumma makes absolute sense, but I mean Messi and Ramos at the age that they're in, it's fantastic for PR. It's amazing. Like PSG have arrived if they hadn't arrived, but I don't know, man. I mean Ramos certainly, apart from those Champions League games, I don't think he's going to give you 30 games a season. And
why do you need 30 games from any of the PSG players for a league?
No, but I mean just to satisfy their salary.
What? You think so small, yes, sometimes.
Yeah, maybe. But you're asking me whether it's the greatest transfer window for an oil company. So I just feel that maybe some Man City or Chelsea's is one person.
But Chelsea is a combination of oil and aluminium. So we are a diverse conglomerate.
So yeah, but I mean with Messi they have done it, man. I mean the only thing I would like to say is that there's nowhere else Messi could go on his wages, right? So it's not a coup that they have pulled out. It's the obvious place he could have gone, and he's gone there.
If City had not bought Jack Grealish, I think Messi probably would have gone to City.
Possibly. Yeah. But
because if you remember Pep Guardiola's press interview, he said we've already spent on Jack Grealish 100 million, so there's no point talking about Messi. So
I don't know, man. Pep seems too smart to have another power center in football wise.
But come on, I think City, how much ever Messi's power center, it's just a 2-year contract, right? So yeah, and dude, one more thing about the PSG presentation of Messi. You know how bad Roma's transfers and their players have been over the last few years? And because now I'm a Roma fan as well.
I know that because the only transfer out of United I'm happy about is Chris Smalling. I cannot believe we got 12 million or whatever for him.
I know, but Chris Smalling is all right. There have been such bigger blunders that a Roma player was there at Parc des Princes for Messi's presentation. Javier Pastore.
Oh, hi though. Just as a groupie.
Yeah.
Then it's fine. I mean,
no. So Mourinho has frozen out 8 players of Roma. He's like, मुझे तुम लोगों का शक्ल भी नहीं देखना है. Lord Pedro is one of them. Steven Nzonzi is one. Pastore is one. So he basically said, you people please find your way and go. And Pastore is trying to go to Monaco or whatever. So he just came out in like a Paris media saying that I want to prove to Mourinho I can play. They didn't even let me meet him. They kept him away from me.
Who's they though? Are these some Roman Petrolian guards?
The club basically said, no, you're not meeting him. You go train. So if you follow their social media or even their pre-season when I say training, you don't find any of these guys. They're just gone somewhere.
But didn't Pastore have some similar problem at Paris? Like a problem child.
He got rich too early and he got whatever he wanted. I think the first 2 Ligue 1 titles made him happy. All right, let's get to this. Who has been your player of the week?
Oh, I can't look beyond Bruno Fernandes. What a brilliant hat trick.
What? I thought you would say Pogba.
No, man. Pogba, no, but the goals are spectacular. I love it. Has to be Bruno. I mean, a midfielder scoring hat trick on day one. That's
Has it ever happened? Must
have happened. I didn't check. I mean, it's okay. A hat trick is a hat trick, and opening day makes it spectacular now. Who cares about what happened? He missed.
Acha. So Bruno Fernandes. You think he's going to score like another 25, 26 goals this season?
Yeah. It's gonna be a high scoring season for him. It looks good, man. I mean, United struggled at Old Trafford, maybe without the crowd now, and there are teams there for the taking: the Norwiches, Watford, etc. Brighton, Crystal Palace. I see him scoring against all of them.
Wow. And how many penalties will he score?
10%.
What is 10%? Number batao.
Three. In the league, three. You'll get a few more in the cups and champions.
You think United has like they will finish what do you call? They will finish like first this league this season. You have a feeling?
Oh man, yeah, I do have a feeling. Although going against all football wisdom, it says that Man City is going to win or Chelsea is going to win, because Chelsea wins a league title every once a while. Like every 3 or 4 years, Chelsea manages to sneak in a title somehow.
All right. My player of the week is from Brentford.
Ooh.
Canos.
Oh man,
Sergei Canos.
He's
Dude,
brilliant, good.
you Brentford, dude, they seem like so much fun. I saw Brentford play Spurs last season in
Right.
the League Cup or something. So, and I'd read a little about Thomas Frank and how cool he is.
Right.
But dude, watching them go crazy, and like Arsenal were are like a dummy team. If you like do a little well, you can win. But man, I just hope they stay.
That game was all fields, man. They were so happy to be there, everyone. That the crowd, I mean, there were shots of people crying because they beat the great Arsenal, apparently.
Yeah, imagine, dude, it is so much more better trying to support such teams. I'm telling you, 10 more years, I will be just choosing all this relegation type squads. And then
I mean, a lot of teams that came up won, right? I mean, of course not Norwich, but
we know Norwich problems in
sorry,
life.
Watford won, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
they beat Aston Villa, no? 3-2.
Yeah, and Aston Villa. I mean, they've lost Grealish, but they're a decent team. I think is it the return of the home form after the lockdown away?
Return of कुछ बोल नहीं सकते यार. 1 week is too small a data point. But now that you're saying, let's see how many home teams won. Brentford, United, Leicester, Chelsea, Watford, Everton, Spurs. Wow, 7. So 70%. You may.
I mean, it's a small sample size, but it's a good trend to follow.
Correct. All right. Okay, let's say what are the games to look forward to this weekend. So, what is the match are you going to watch?
I am going to watch Manchester City versus Norwich City because 2 years ago, Farke managed to beat them. Anyway, I forget whether it was home or away, but that game sort of derailed Pep's season and he couldn't do it 3 in a row. I hope the trend of Manchester City losing continues.
To Norwich?
Yeah.
I think if City lose to Norwich, they should just emergency pay whatever to Spurs and get Harry Kane.
Yeah, it'll move whatever, move the history along.
Okay. My game to look forward to is the return of the prodigal son against Arsenal.
Man.
It's Lukaku versus Arsenal. Will the ghost of Drogba haunt Arsenal through Lukaku?
Wow.
So many.
You don't need the ghost of. I don't know, man. I mean, they're so bad right now that Loic Remy's ghost will be able to hunt.
Oh man, I'm so looking. But this is the problem. No, whenever we think that something is just so sure, this bloody Arsenal will pull off impossible 1-0 victory.
Okay. Asha, okay. I thought you were going after the manager.
No, manager Rabi, like what do you want to say to poor guy? It's not his fault he was hired.
No, I'm just surprised he's here. He's here despite the end of the season they had.
Wait, but what will they replace him with? Like replace him and do what? They're buying Aaron Ramsdale.
Man, I can't believe that's a saga. Aaron Ramsdale as a
Yeah, how is Aaron Ramsdale transfer a saga, right? So you have to look at it from both the angles. Like there's a reason why Arteta is there. This was the same explanation they had given for like Frank Lampard and Ole before that, right? It's not their problem they're there. If the club
if Aaron Ramsdale is not married or is polyamorous, like he should try to go out there and pull chicks. Like I don't think any time in his life he's had so much limelight.
Why don't you tweet to Aaron Ramsdale on Twitter, sir, are you polyamorous? All right, what's your prediction for City Norwich? You said you love Norwich to win.
1-0 Norwich. 1-0 Norwich.
1-0.
Yep. Not too ambitious.
You think Jack Grealish will want to go back to like Aston Villa after like
No. Eventually, everything will fall in place. Guardiola was there for years.
Acha. Okay, I think it's going to be 3-1 Chelsea.
Okay.
And there will be enormous pressure on Arteta, and I'm looking forward to the rants of our friends after that. Because then the game week 3, Arsenal play Manchester City.
Man, that's going to be amazing. The master versus the apprentice.
And game week 4 is Arsenal Norwich. So it may be sometime since Arsenal see their first league win. But yeah.
This is great for Arteta, right? He has 2 difficult games, and even if he loses them, he can, he has a free pass now.
But free pass to what?
To just, people won't criticize him. They're like, oh, look how good.
People want beyond criticizing him. I don't think they're even they're bothered about criticizing him right now. They're praying Aaron Ramsdale doesn't come back.
Has happened to this club.
All right, Yash. I am so happy that the Premier League is back. Crowds are back. And then we can watch the games on the weekend and not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. We have ample amount of time for breathers.
Correct. And that's what makes football fun. I think that was one of the reasons why Brentford game was so much fun, even though I was watching Mönchengladbach and Bayern, right? But I saw some game and all of them were so much fun, honestly, because I don't think I saw football for 8 weeks. So I was like, yeah, okay, chill. All right. Yes, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Saru.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Namaste, this is Cyrus Brocha. I am part of the government cancel culture program to remove rubbish off all the different streams available. So what we have is all the collected rubbish we put together on our show. It's called Cyrus Says. It's on IVM podcast. You have to watch it and listen to it. It's on our app. It's on our website. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. There are many different ways. Don't bother me and ask me how. You have to find out. We talk to different personalities. Many of them are known. Some are just people we meet downstairs and invite them up for chai. But the point is, it's fun and it's very therapeutic. So please join in and listen to Cyrus Says.
Do you wonder why China does the things that it does? Or want to know how we could improve online privacy? Or perhaps you're thinking about how we can kickstart India's economy? If you'd like to search for the answers to such questions, check out All Things Policy, a daily public policy podcast that covers everything from employment figures to aircraft carriers. Tune in from Monday to Friday for new episodes and fresh takes.